All right, I'm back for a couple minutes. Sorry, this has just been a an exercise in some form of futility, and I apologize for that. Anyways, I'm glad you all could tune in. So I just wanted to see if you all had seen anything from the shutdown DC thing or any other protests going on. I myself only love remains. Yeah, I mean, I can't actually stay for long because I was supposed to start at 4 and I wanted to go for about 45 minutes, and now it's almost 5 o'clock. So this is probably going to be a very short one. I'm just coming back for a few minutes, but sorry I lost you all on the last thing. Just I've got Safari just eats up memory like crazy. And I don't know why. I shut down a lot of the tabs, but whatever. But probably on Friday I'm gonna do another live one. I'm gonna say in the afternoon, noon time. If I can get to the Brazilian consulate where they are having a climate strike in Los Angeles, I will do the oily love remains. I like that oily love. Yeah, they're doing, or at least Extinction Rebellion Los Angeles is doing, as has posted about a climate strike at the Brazilian consulate, which is in Beverly Hills. I really don't want to. I don't necessarily want to go to Beverly Hills, for a climate strike. It's kind of a weird place to have a climate strike, but whatever. I'm hoping that there's going to be. Well, yeah, I mean, going south, yeah. It's like from my encoding software to the YouTube. But the thing is that Safari I'm running YouTube through Safari, and Safari just like, it just chews up memory for some reason. I don't know. Whatever. But it's back now, so now I have sufficient memory to get everything going. But yeah, did you all see anything interesting from DC, the DC thing, and any other climate strikes today? I don't know if any other situations were worth noting. I'm going to see if I can find this DC thing and talk about it just for a moment. Just for like 5 more minutes. So it says that 32 were arrested during shutdown DC. Well, every time I try to open up something about the DC protests in my browser, it just like really freezes up. Like I don't know why that is. My guess is they really don't want, a lot of publicity around this, of course. Shut down SUVs. Yes. I'm all for that. Yeah, so we're back. So, I think I'm starting to slow down a little bit again. I see that my voice is creeping up. I don't know. It was so much better the way they did it before, when they had the Google Hangouts that you could just open up and go live with. I'm not sure why they get you NVDA training before getting arrested. Know your rights. Yeah. I fully support that. They were littering and torching trash bins. So going south. So you don't think it was a worthy showing for the climate activists today? Um, they disrupted some morning commuters. I don't know if their tactics were the best. Uh, I like disruption. Climate change strike. 26 arrested. A shutdown DC activists block traffic. Shut down DC. Climate change protesters. Watch live. Oh, this is a YouTube channel. Yeah. A lot of money promised today for climate change. Well, I guess that's good. Nonviolent direct action training now available via vid conferencing. It was Heathrow Epic Fail Part 2. Well, so what? Can anybody fill me in on what happened with Heathrow? Because I just completely missed that whole story. So they tried to fly some drones at Heathrow, and it didn't work out. Maybe I can find some news on that. I don't know. Heathrow Extinction Rebellion. I mean, I'm sure that their Extinction Rebellion co-founder arrested at Heathrow protest had been apprehended for the second time in 3 days. All right, I'm starting to get a little bit of news on it. Planetary austerity coming your way soon, then watch the disruption. Watch the disruption. Roger Hallam was detained on Saturday while attempting to disrupt flights at Britain's busiest airport with the device. You know, I'm going to have to say I approve of that action. Although you know that they're really shutting down. I didn't see one shred of news about the Heathrow thing. Not one shred. And I see climate change news or climate protest news all the time. So the fact that I didn't see one bit of information on that, I think shows you how thoroughly they want to shut down, anybody knowing about this. It was foolish for him as the figurehead of the gang. They could get life in jail for drones. Well, yeah, so they did up the consequences for doing that. What is going on? Musical live streams without the music. Let's read a little bit more of this, and then I'm probably going to have to leave you guys because it's getting late in the day here, and I've got some things to do. Arrested on Thursday. Activists had been arrested on Thursday during a preemptive wave of arrests ahead of the climate change action and was bailed with conditions not to be within 5 miles of any airport or possess drone equipment. Footage appears to show him being dragged into a van by several police officers. A splinter group of Extinction Rebellion called Heathrow Pause has been trying to interrupt flights by flying drones in the 5-kilometer exclusion zone around the major transport hub. The group wants to highlight the dangerous folly of Heathrow expansion and see the planned third runway canceled. Some of the toy drones appear to have been prevented from working by what the activists suspect were signal jammers. As yet, the eco-protesters have failed to cause any delays, and flights continue to land as normal on Friday and Saturday. 19 people aged between 19 and 69 have now been arrested since Thursday related to the protests, said Scotland Yard. All were detained on suspicion of conspiring to commit a public nuisance or attempting to commit a public nuisance, with 16 since released on police bail. Heathrow Pause claimed one activist was meditating in a garden when he was bitten on both legs by a police dog on Thursday. Police said they attempted to arrest a man on Hornsey, North London. He made off from them on foot. He was pursued by officers and a police dog, and then he was bitten. I don't know. I'm actually kind of for the whole drone thing, but I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Do you think drone could take down a jet? Yeah, I don't think. So Splatterhead Jones, you think that it dragged XR into the mud? Roger's brain fart. Drone could take it. See, I don't think they're trying to actually take down a jet. I think they're trying to disrupt flights. They're not going to, if they, the idea is to fly drones near the airport or in this airspace, and then the jets are going to be like, we can't fly. They're not going to fly a jet into an area like, if there's a bird, right? If there's a flock of birds or birds in the area, they pause while the birds go through the area, because a bird strike can take out a jet. I don't know that a drone could take out a jet unless it's pretty sizable. Those little, the little drones. I don't know that they can do anything to a jet. I don't know. Maybe it could knock a hole in a jet. A bird could knock a hole in a jet. So possibly. Yeah, so they've pretty much come down on this as a, you're right, Gazar terrorist threat. I think they've come down on this whole action pretty firmly on the side of like, we're not going to allow this to happen. And maybe they see it as a violent or threatening action as opposed to blocking streets. I don't know. Pretty much anything could take out a jet. That's true, Hierophant. I mean, yeah, jets, commercial jets are fairly fragile. If you've seen pictures of, the holes that birds put into commercial jet airliners, yeah. Yeah, so no planes have been brought down by 9/11 believers think aluminum jets can crush steel buildings. That's true too. Right. They haven't seen a bird fly into a wing or a nose cone of a jet and absolutely destroy it. But but steel is fine. Steel doesn't make a dent. Anyways. All right, guys. So it's a little after 5. I just wanted to come back on and like wrap this up. I apologize for all the technical difficulties. I've got to move on to the rest of my day. The jets on 9/11 were very magical. Let me just say one interesting thing about that before I leave. I was talking about the idea that progressive channels don't like to talk about 9/11, and for good reason, because they, if YouTube wants to give you a strike, you won't be able to live stream, or they can actually really mess with you if they want to. And so I understand why they don't. But I was watching Jimmy Dore the other day, and he said something about, he was like, "Did you hear about the study in Alaska?" And that's all he said. It was very quick. Did you hear about the study in Alaska? And then he didn't say one more word about it. He moved right on. So, I think he understands the story is not good. Anyways, maybe I'll move on from this subject. The believers. Well, hey, man, we were almost at 100 on the first stream, and we've gotten to about 50. So they did not intend to fly the drones anywhere near the planes. Just make a point. Yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. But I think as a symbolic gesture, I think it's getting up there with like, we've got to do something to get people's attention. And that's what they thought would get people's attention. Right. And in the meantime, who knows what kind of legal ramifications will, come up on Roger Hallam about, flying drones. So I don't know. How smart is the average bear? I don't know. The average bear is pretty smart. I'd say bears are compared to humans, pretty dang smart. So, you know, beer is very smart. I don't know. I don't drink beer anymore because this bear gets stupid on beer. I don't want a plane crashing into my house either. All right, guys. So I got to wrap it up, and thank you all for joining and being a part of this. I'm gonna, you know, regular uploads through the week, but yeah, civil disobedience. Regular uploads through the week, but on Friday I will be back with a live stream, most likely in the noon or 1 o'clock hour. I will keep you updated about the exact time that's going to happen. And thank you so much. Offer a beer for not flying. You know how many people would be like, yeah, just give me a beer. I'll just stay here. Bears eat people, so there you go. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. I appreciate you. I will see you the next time. Timothy, I'm sorry. Have people seen Roger Helm's message from prison? I'll check it out, and I'll do, you know, I'll try and include it on the video tomorrow. All right, thanks, guys. And peace and chicken grease, as they say in the old country.